We ain't got too much time, man. Let's go ahead and get to it. Don't forget, man, the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, all the spinoff shows, man. Make sure you like, subscribe. We want to thank you. We did 20,000 on our episode from Sunday. That was crazy. Listen, brother, I know I got to run. I know you got to run, but there was no way that we couldn't have this conversation. The Cleveland Browns are sitting right now with the number 2 pick in the NFL draft. And all the experts say that none of these quarterbacks is worth a damn. And none of these dudes is worth taking a flyer on, within the top 5, top 10 of the draft. And we all know what the Cleveland Browns quarterback situation is. I'm pretty sure you heard and read what Andrew Berry had to say about Deshaun Watson. So I never really thought Deshaun Watson was in the Cleveland Browns on the field football plans for 2025. This news kind of, pushed me further in that direction. So quarterback, as you alluded to last week, is primary number one. A lot of people have mixed feelings and mixed emotions on what the Cleveland Browns should do with the number 2 pick. Consensus is trade back, gather more picks, and get quality players at other positions. I don't think that way. What you feel about it?
I'm a little bit torn because I'm assuming, Kevin, when you fire Ken Dorsey, when you fire your offensive line coach, when you're going to make changes to the offense, I'm assuming he's going to call plays, but I'm
Mhm.
also assuming his 6th year in the league as a head coach, he's going to be on the hot seat. Do I really want to draft a young quarterback and not have any, as of right now, not have any solid guys in that room that can really bring him along? Does that make sense? I'm not saying Deshaun's not a solid guy, but I just don't know
The
if he'll
room
be
is
in.
bad. The
I
room
don't
is
know if he'll be in the locker room. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
yeah,
The room
like
is
it's just a
bad. I get what you're
bad
saying.
room. So, like, why would I bring a rookie in, whether I love him or don't like him at all, into that situation? Does that make sense? So, it would
Mhm.
need to be some changes from the free agency standpoint. I would feel more comfortable just throwing it out there to bring a veteran in, like let's say Kirk Cousins or somebody like that, a veteran in, and then draft a rookie. So now that rookie comes in and he has somebody he can like really get mentorship from. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
But that room was number one priority, and I don't think, to me, they can say all they want. Shedeur ain't this or Cam ain't that. At the end of the day, they're going to go high because the Tennessee needs a quarterback and Cleveland Browns need a quarterback. And then the Raiders, whoever else is top, they need quarterbacks, right?
Right.
I have
Supply
no
and
issue.
demand.
Yeah, it is. I have no issue with Shedeur. I think Shedeur can play. To me, he's the best quarterback in the draft. I got no
Mhm.
issue with Cam. I think Cam can play. Cam just holds the ball a little bit longer for me than Shedeur. But I would be comfortable with drafting a quarterback if you bring in mentorship and in that quarterback room. And I want to know who's calling the plays. Now, if you bring in a Doug Peterson, who made Nick Foles into a Super Bowl MVP, I'll be happy with that. If he's calling plays or if he's the quarterback coach or, kind of mentoring a younger guy too. So I think it depends on who you bring in as a staff and who else you're gonna bring in that quarterback room.
All right. So before I respond, just so I hear you clearly. So, like, okay, Kirk Cousins, you need a veteran to pair with the rookie. But if the Browns somehow, some way didn't get that veteran that can be that
Yep.
bridge, a guy like Doug Peterson, do you think that still, like, if Doug Peterson was hired as the offensive coordinator and the Browns drafted a rookie quarterback, would you feel more comfortable about the situation even without a veteran in the room?
Yeah, I would. Just because I know Doug's history and I know what he can do. I watched what he did with Nick Foles. I watched what he did with multiple other people. He played quarterback in the league as a backup, so he
Play for the Browns for
understands.
a minute too.
Exactly. He understands like the role of what needs to happen and how you need to approach the game and how you got to be professional and how you show up every day and study film. And I think you need somebody, because honestly, Stefanski didn't have a good relationship with Baker.
Right.
So I need somebody to be, if I'm drafting a rookie, and those two guys, if he can't get along with them, I need somebody to be able to get along with them and reach them, just in case being the head coach, I can't reach them.
So this was my thought process behind it. I'm a little torn, not as torn as you or others may be. I try to simplify it as much as I possibly can for me. Let's start here. The fact that Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski is both returning, I didn't agree with it, but it is what it is. I'm moving on from that. I think when it comes to Kevin Stefanski, I think a lot of people still have faith that this man is a very good football coach, and that if you look at the front office of Paul D. Podesta, Andrew Berry, and Kevin Stefanski, out of everybody in the front office, Kevin Stefanski is the one that fans seem to be trusting the most. When Kevin took this job, it was because of his play calling ability and his relationship with quarterbacks and his ability to get the most out of quarterbacks. We seen him. I ain't gonna say he got the most out of Baker, but Baker's balling out right now. But we seen him get something out of Baker. We seen Jacoby Brissett arguably have a career year. We seen the resurgence of Joe Flacco. But we also hear the turmoil. We also hear the rumors about, too many chefs being in the kitchen trying to whip up a meal. I look at it like this. Kevin Stefanski has never had his own quarterback. Baker Mayfield was already here when he took over as head coach of this team. I think Deshaun Watson was a Jimmy Haslam move. I get it that Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry and Paul D. Podesta and everybody else is all tied to that. But that move, that type of move of that magnitude, considering everything that was going on, that move is not made unless Jimmy Haslam signs off on that. The draft compensation, the contract, everything that from a PR standpoint, etc. That move, that's on Jimmy. Kevin has never really had his own quarterback. I look at it like this. If he identifies Cam Ward and or Shedeur Sanders as a quarterback that he can coach up, that he can win with, I don't care what any draft expert says. You need to draft said player. Because with so much at stake in 2025, Kevin Stefanski should have final say, at least on a quarterback position. He should be the only voice when it comes to the quarterback position of he was QB in his team in 2025. Because if I'm going to go down, I'm either going to win with one of these dudes or I'm about to lose and get fired. I look at it like this. If he don't, at that point, you trade back, you get more picks, and then you get the pass rusher, Abdul Carter, you get an offensive lineman, you can do other things. But if Stefanski himself says, I can rock with Ward or Sanders, under no circumstances do you trade down, do you do anything but draft one of those two players?
I feel you on that. I just thinking about the room now that Deshaun most likely, like you mentioned, maybe is not in the 2025 plans, and we've seen every other quarterback on the roster this year play. It should be a brand new room next year, like a absolutely brand new. Besides Deshaun, it should be a absolutely brand new room, and it would be good to see a fresh face as far as a rookie with some hope. That would give fans hope. And then, like you said, if Kevin really believes in him, I guess I'm with you. Like, cool. I just need some type of mentorship, bro. Like, it's
Yeah.
hard being
And
a
it sounds like that's your
quarterback in
biggest
the
thing.
league. It's
Yeah.
hard, man. And then you got to look at it too. If it's Shedeur that comes here, it's a lot that comes with Shedeur. If it's Cam, you know what I mean? Cam ain't never really been, Cam is a professional, but he'll be a rookie. You know what I mean? So it's just a lot on those guys in the city that it could be harsh if you can't take care of your business. You know what I mean? So that mentorship is going to be critical.
Man, that's tough, man. So, is there anybody like outside of Kirk Cousins that you can think of that if Kirk wasn't available, that can come in to be a part of this room? Because I'm trying to concoct a plan in my mind that actually makes sense. Like, there's some veteran quarterbacks out there, and maybe we're not thinking hard enough. But you got to figure out something, right? Like, you got to figure out how to rebuild this room. And then I think who you pick as you alluded to, who you pick as the offensive coordinator and the quarterback coach, I think will go a long way in which route the Browns choose to go. I don't think it's not far fetched to think that they would, sign a veteran and still draft a quarterback. If you think about the year that they took Baker in the first round, they signed Tyrod Taylor as a free agent that year. So it's not far fetched to see that, man. But it'll be something that we'll be monitoring, man. Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, amongst others, is in consideration. You got guys like Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter there, man. And we'll get more into that on the next episode of the Ultimate 216 Show, man. We want to thank Ahmad Crump for taking time out of his day to join us, man, as me and Cecil continue to bring you all some dope content. If you got any show ideas, man, you can hit us up on social media. Just send us a DM. And if it's dope, we'll talk about it. And you might see your idea on the next episode of the Ultimate 216. From Cecil, from myself, man. I hope you all have a great day. Remember, be great, spread love. Being great come with a price. Spreading love is priceless. We're out of here.